One, two, three, the lawn feed.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Lawn Feed. I'm your host today, Vince Rulanko. With me, I have Andrew, the Dad Bod Lawn, and it's Mo time, Mr. Chris.
What's up?
Be sure to
Mr.
go,
Chris.
Mr. Chris. Be sure to go check us out on our website where you can find some premium t-shirts, sweatshirts, and other apparel that's guaranteed to make your grass greener, or at least make you look cooler while you're mowing your lawn. So go check them out. We have a coupon code, Brad15. Take a little bit off the top. Today we have joining with us Josh Gillett. Did I say that right? Yeah, I said
Gillett.
That right. Okay.
Gillett.
Gillett. That's what I said, yeah. He is known for his hilarious, relatable dad content where he's dancing, cleaning up messes, creating awesome TikToks and Instagram reels. Collectively, he has over 242,000 followers on his Instagram, and he has 155,000 followers on TikTok. Josh, welcome.
Thanks for having me,
Welcome to
guys.
the show, Josh.
I'm honored.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, really glad to have you, man.
Big status on the show. This is sweet.
Oh,
Yes,
thanks for
it
having me.
is.
This is awesome. Glad to finally meet you guys. I've been fans of you from afar for a while now. I've talked to you guys a few times, but good to put some faces with it.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. So, Josh, one thing we like to do with all of our episodes when we first start out is, we're dads. I see you're rocking the girl dad shirt. We'll represent the girl dad. The portion we'd like to do in this episode here is the dad's wins and losses. So we basically just become vulnerable. We say, hey, this week I had this as a W and I had this as an L. But we do like to give credit to ForeFathers. It's a polo company. They have the OG Turf Dad polo, a bunch of other meat sweats and cool polos. So check them out. And when you do, enter the code THELAWNFEED, which will get you 20% off your order at shopforefathers.com. So, Josh, I'm sure you have plenty of W's and plenty of L's. What's your W?
My W, I would say this week in particular, we've been like super into dancing. My oldest daughter, Eliana, has been like super into dancing. And I don't know if I guess it's not really a win, but she'll come up to me just like randomly at night when I'm hanging out, watching TV or whatever, and she'll be like, Dad, you wanna dance with me? And I'll just be like, yes, of course I
that's
will. It just like melts you. And
Yeah.
that's happened a few times where she'll just like come up, and it's just so random that she started doing this, but she'll like come up, walk up, and just like the puppy dog eyes and, Dad, you dance with me? I'm like, yes, I'll do anything. Like, let's do it. So we've been having some dance parties quite often lately, and it's been great. They're exhausting, and I don't do it right, and she tells me that. But
So
it's
what are you
the
dancing
best.
to?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Justin Bieber, so we play Baby,
The old
OG.
Justin Bieber.
OG Bieber, and she knows it. She knows it pretty well. She gets excited with Ludacris when his part comes on because she knows like the
Theme
big
song.
words that he says. Yeah, she'll be like, it's crazy, and she'll say that part. Oh, I was starstruck, and she like barely knows the words, but she gets like she lights up when that part comes on. So it's been fun.
That's
But
awesome.
also Frozen. I mean, Frozen, Moana. What's the bunny movie? Zootopia. That has a great
Zootopia.
soundtrack. Yeah, we dance a lot to that final song quite often.
We were in that one for a while.
Yeah. It's
That's a
it's
good
good. It is a good one.
We haven't quite hit those movies yet, but
You'll get there.
we'll get
You-
there.
You will absolutely get there, Vince.
And
No
how old
question
is your-
about it?
Josh, how old is your oldest?
She's gonna be 3 next month already.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like,
So Vince, you're just a little behind there, buddy. You'll get those movies in your arsenal pretty
1
quickly
year.
here.
Yeah. And you have a youngest? Is that correct?
yeah, we have two girls now. She was Skyla was just born in November 22. She came a little early.
Congrats.
Yeah, she was a little earlier than we expected, but she's doing great. And big sister's taken an interesting. Yeah, we were nervous because whenever mom or myself would hold another baby, like our friend's baby or whatever, she just was not having it. She would get so mad, tears instantly, like jealous. We were just like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be rough. But like from the moment we brought her home, she's been like just big sister mode the whole time, and it's a whole new different like perspective of love when you see like your daughter, your other kid, like loving on your youngest, your newest, or whatever, your next kid. It's just like it brings it all together, and it's hard to describe, but it's a really cool thing to see.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So you said November, so that's only a couple of months old. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be 2 months here in like 4 days, which I just realized.
Yeah, that's
Flew
cool.
by.
So you're in the thick of it.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't hear any crying in the background, so that's always good.
They're upstairs. They're stomping around. I can hear it, but I was like, all right, girls, I just need like a little bit of time, and I'll come up. But no, they're good.
We'll do a dance
they're
party in
busy.
a bit.
Yeah, they're playing in the kitchen upstairs. Their kitchen upstairs. So we'll see if they stay. I don't know.
There it is.
Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts.
Well, it wouldn't be,
We've had some tiny guests on the show before, so wouldn't be the first time.
There's no guarantee.
What's an L for you? When is it anything that sticks out? We know we take a bunch.
Man, there's so many. It's I mean, an easy one is like with the newborn. It's crazy how quickly you forget the newborn stuff. Like I was used to Ellie, our oldest, and she's like this tank of a toddler now. And you bring home this tiny little like peanut that can't hold up their head, like their bobblehead and all over, and you forget that you need to have like two hands to do anything with them because they can't support the weight of their own head. I have a huge head, so my kids got huge heads, so they're just like their necks can't handle it. But it seems like every time I change Skyla, like fresh diaper, clean as a whistle, as soon as I put her down, it's just like poop, and it's like loud man farts, and it's just like, how does something so small and so perfect make these terrible sounds? And why is it always after I change the diaper? It's like every single time without hesitation, she just lets it go.
Can relate all too well. Vince, you're probably still in that a little bit.
Yeah, we're still doing diapers there. I was talking to Josh a little bit ago. We were talking about potty training. We need to start, but we haven't started it.
I need to do it with my son too.
Yeah, and we're just nervous to start that. But
girls are easier than boys.
That's what they say.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, they don't have to aim.
My son's being stubborn about it. That's why we haven't really dove into it much.
Yeah, my youngest is 4, and we're still trying to get through the nap time thing. He's good otherwise, but like the nap time thing is like a massive struggle right now because he's a tank. He just drinks water all the time, and he just doesn't get it. Doesn't get when to stop. He doesn't control it, or he can't control it. So, yeah, man, it's a process. It's different for everybody, but it's crazy. Yeah, the sounds the newborns make, you always forget that. I remember that very well.
It's shocking. Like it scares me every time.
Right. So, Josh, for those who don't know you or your story or anything like that, just give us a brief summary of really who you are. What you do by trade and what you do basically for a normal life outside of social media and Instagram and TikTok and dance parties and all of that with toddlers, and how you decided to get into creating all these viral bangers on social media. What's your story?
it kind of it just happened by accident, honestly. I never planned on doing anything like this, but when it started with my daughter, my first daughter, Ellie. We were leaving the hospital, and I stole my dad's cargo shorts and his polo, and my buddies got me some dad shoes for my diaper party. And so I thought it was only appropriate to leave the hospital dressed as a dad now, because I am a dad. So like, dress for the job you want. And I put that as a picture, and then that turned into a meme. Someone like caught wind of it. I think it was, can you swear on this podcast? Shithead Steve. That's the handle.
Yeah,
They, they, I think, were the ones that found it, and they like turned me into a meme. It said something like, "Dad's dressing in whatever attire is the new best trend," or something like that. And like that meme turned into another meme, and then it just like kept going. And I was just like, "What happened?" Like I checked my phone one day. I was like, "Oh my gosh, why? What is going on?" And I'm like, the picture of me holding my daughter, leaving the hospital in my dad's cargo shorts, his polo, high white socks, dad shoes were just like everywhere, totally by accident. And like the funny part is, like, my wife did all the work. She made the baby, and then she gave birth to the baby, and then I made her take the picture of me leaving like I did something, and I didn't. And so
classic.
like, yeah, like I guess I deserved that, I guess. But so that turned into a meme, and then I was like, man, dads are kind of funny. And I just like kept thinking about, like, my dad does a lot of weird stuff, but it's hilarious. And then I realized that like other dads also do weird, hilarious stuff, and it's actually all very similar. Like we all have like these dads that like their mannerisms kind of just like blend together, and we don't even realize it. So it's just like, this is kind of fun. Just poke some humor at it. Started with like the dad stuff, and then obviously as I was like becoming a parent and learning how to be a parent, and I still don't know how to be a parent, but it's like every day I learn something new, and then I realize that pretty much every other parent is doing the same thing. No one really knows what they're doing. We just kind of wing it, and you figure it out as you go. And I realized that there's a lot of humor in that, and I didn't really see like a lot of humor expressed about it. Like we're all struggling with like these parenting pains, but no one was like really like talking about it, at least from what I could see. And I was like, it might be better to just like laugh about this stuff, because it seems like it's all kind of relatable. We're all trying to figure this out. And so that's just kind of how it started, and then just kept going. And I was like, man, I could just keep doing this. It's a hobby. It's fun with my daughter when she's in it. I think it's fun, and she loves just watching. I mean, all my views are from her. It's not about the followers. They're all from her. She just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls. And so, I was just like, let's just keep doing this. And I've always been pretty annoyed with like, there's so much like bad on social media. I call it bad, but it's just like, there's a lot of crap out there that's not doing anyone any good.
Is it social media toxic?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, let's change that. Let's like give people a reason to smile, or like laugh, or like relate to something. And so like the best comments, that when I read my comments or whatever, and like the best thing I can see is like, I needed this, like this made my day, thank you, I needed a smile, blah blah blah, like all those things. Like if I get one of those comments on any of my videos, it's like, it's worth it. Like someone's happy, someone smiled, someone related. So I was just like, let's just keep the ball rolling, see what we can do. That was a long answer. I don't even know. What was the question? I don't even know. I just kept going.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. It kind of happened by accident. You turned into a meme and then became famous. So you were the person that started that whole entire trend, it sounds like. And if you're not, you should totally take credit, and we'll just give you the credit of the whole jean shorts, cargo shorts coming out of the hospital, day-old baby thing.
I was one of the first. I'll say that. I don't know if I can claim the first spot. I'd like to. But I had it planned for a long time.
I think you should.
Because like my dad, he was upset that I took his cargo shorts. I'm like, Dad, I'm doing you a favor also. Like these are not good. You can hold a gallon of water in these pockets. Like, why are they so big and why are they so stretched out? What were you holding? They don't even
All
fit
your
me.
snacks
My
when
dad
you were
is
a kid.
smaller than me. Like, they're so baggy, and he just doesn't think anything of it. I'm like, I haven't given them back. I still have them.
Still
Good.
got him.
I'm sure he doesn't want him back anymore.
No.
So I was stalking your account today, and I scrolled back so far because I've been following you for probably a good year and a half, but you've been doing this since your kid was born, like literally the start of the pandemic, early 2020. And I went back even further. I didn't realize that was your personal Instagram account that you just turned into this. Like
Yeah.
you didn't even start like a dad account. You like, because I was going back, I'm like, oh, there's his wife. I've never seen his wife before, and you had like all your cool. I'm like, this guy was living a great life, all these cool vacations, and then the kid came, and then you're like, dad mode activated, and then like 3 posts a week. I swear for the last 3 years, you've just been slaying it ever since. And
Do people like
I was just
start
binging your
other
videos
accounts?
today. Well, that's what we did. I mean, I have a personal
Oh,
account
man,
that
that's smart.
I don't do anything with, but
I should have done that.
Yeah, I converted my personal into.
I was about to
what it
say, I
is.
don't think
Yeah.
Vince did. Yeah.
I don't think I was that tech savvy to know that I could have more than one account at that time. So I was just like, all right, here we go.
That's funny. Yeah.
But I think part 2 of the question was about your personal life. Like, what do you do for a living? Like, what's your life like when you're not in front of a camera and cleaning up messes?
Pretty normal. I work at Hudsonville Ice Cream, so it's just a local ice cream manufacturer
It's
in
good ice
town.
cream. I can vouch.
Yeah, it is. I'm biased, but it's pretty good stuff. And I've been there for about 6 years and jumped around different departments there. And when I'm not at work, as of now, I'm like with my kids doing dance parties or making messes and then cleaning up those messes. But besides that, it's like that's pretty much it. Like is it weird? Is it lame to say I go to the gym? Like I never talk about that, but that's like the only other thing I do is like go to the gym. And
that's
then,
for yourself. Everything else is for you and your family, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I get up early, do that before work, and then that's honestly where I think of like my content. Like I just think about stuff. It's the only time I can think by myself.
See,
so
Chris, he gets up early and works out.
Yeah. I get it.
Josh, you have a Peloton?
No.
Does it look like he has a Peloton?
I wouldn't do well in one of those
you
things.
Never know.
They are sweet. I'm just not much of I've never been a biker. I wish I was.
For context of those people listening and not watching, his biceps are about twice the size of my head, so it doesn't look like someone who would just do only cardio in the basement.
How tall are you, Josh?
I am 6'5" most days.
6'5". Gotcha.
Most days.
Most days.
You know, the day that I got to meet you at that golf outing, I'm glad you were sitting in a chair while I talked to you.
That was sweet. I was glad you
I've
said
been
something.
looking straight up.
That was cool. That was a good time to meet
Well,
you.
I mean, it's kind of hard to miss the 6'5" guy with blonde highlights that I follow on social media. I was like, oh, I know him. I'm like, I got to touch base with him after this round of golf if I can. So, yeah, that was really cool. Are you playing again this year, you think?
Yeah, I think we are actually.
Yeah, this will be my 3rd year in a row. I'm just assuming I'll get asked to play again. So.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I'm not good at all, but it's fun to get out there.
It's all right. It was a charity event, right?
Yeah,
so.
I'm there to make others look good, so it's fine.
So, Josh, you mentioned a little bit ago about your messes, and we see the confetti craze kind of took over, and it's hilarious. Like at the end of your videos, you always fire off a mess of confetti, or it's the toys. You're dropping eggs on the ground, spilling milk. Is there a mess that you regret doing? Like, have you regretted one of the messes you created?
Yeah, big time. Quite a few. Away. Yeah. So it was actually the video I did. It was one of the ludicrous videos I did. There was that audio where it's like, ooh, back again, like that. It was like a TikTok thing, and I just kind of took that audio and made it into my own. So I did that a few times, and there's one, I made one in the kitchen, and I'm looking at it right now, and I still get PTSD from it. But it's all, I mean, it's so dumb. Like, every time I'm doing it, I'm like, why am I doing this? But I obviously made a mess. I threw stuff everywhere, towels. Those were the easiest to clean up. Like Tupperware, chucked it everywhere. Cheese on the floor, that was actually fine. But then my mistake was I sprayed water, like, because kids like play with the water. So I took my faucet and I sprayed the water everywhere for like half a second, just like real quick. Sprayed water real quick. And then I did the confetti thing, and the floor was still wet. And those things clean up really well when they're not wet. And when they're wet, they stick and they bleed colors. And so I had like colored floor, like this confetti colored floor for a while. And my wife was not happy about that. So I learned, do not.
I just hear so much
wet.
disappointment in your voice.
Well, I would say it was not worth it, but it was, because Ludacris saw it and he put it on his own feed. So in my book, that's worth it.
That's legit.
It was a real pain to clean up, and I will never do wet confetti again. Or will I? I might.
Let that be a lesson to everybody else.
That seems totally worth it. I think you should do more of that.
Now you got me thinking.
Yeah, gotta happen.
No, but
recreate the bangers.
It's not a bad thought. I really could
do it for the gram.
I've done a lot for that's always
gram.
Like
so how some plastic.
There are some trolls every once in a while, and they're like, "You did this all for an Instagram reel?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. I've done a lot more for a lot less, so it's not a big deal."
Yeah, welcome to the club.
I feel like you're like explaining this whole thing, and like you're throwing cheese and stuff, and I feel like you play sports clearly. You like get in the zone, and you're just like, oh, cheese, and just start chucking stuff, and just you weren't expecting to use this glass, but then you grab this glass and things just get out of hand, or do you stay pretty in the zone? Like,
it is a weird like mindset to get yourself into, because you're like, I'm gonna make this mess, but I want it to be controlled. But at the end of the day, you don't really want it to be controlled. So it's like this weird like pulling between your brain. But yeah, for the most part, I like know what I'm gonna do when I'm making my mess. They're like I said, they're like it's like a controlled burn. Like I know I'm gonna make the house burn down, but it's gonna be like contained, so it's fine.
This room. Yeah.
But there are times where I'm winging it, and it's like the cheese was improv. I was just like, the kids love cheese, and it spills everywhere. So I winged that. The water was a last second thing, and that was a mistake, like I said. But a lot of times it's like my house is kind of always like baseline messy, so it helps my videos. And it actually works out because like after I make one of those videos, I clean. So then the house looks better, and it's like a win-win for everybody. Like I made a mess, but I got clean, so it's like it's fine. But yeah, it's a lot of winging it, a lot of planned ahead of time. But then I think the best stuff always comes from like improvising. It seems like.
Right.
Yeah.
Comes natural. It just seems right.
Yeah, you just get like that.
Do you let your daughter make the mess?
I haven't. She hasn't, at least the confetti yet. Like the inspiration comes from her with everything else. Like my house, if you look right now, you probably can't. I just have pillows stacked like randomly on the edge. Like why? And there's
that looks like my living room. Even better, actually.
This is actually very clean for a reason, but we got a scooter down over there just hanging out. But yeah, she's the inspiration behind all of it. Like she's just relentless. She doesn't care about anything, and she'll just get it out no matter what, how recently you put it away. It's back out in a heartbeat.
So with these videos, I mean, we're watching them for what, 20 seconds, maybe, if that, maybe for yours. How from start to finish, how long does it take? Like the day you go in and film this thing. I mean, is it But how long does it take for perspective for those tuning in?
For one of my mess videos, I usually film them like on my lunch. So I come home from work and I have like 50 minutes maybe to make a mess. So some of those videos I've made have been like in chunks, like half of the mess is on this lunch break, the next half is on another lunch break. The confetti always has to be like, I have to have time because I can't leave that hanging out. So like the confetti is like at least a half hour to like, because it does take time. Like I have to plan. You only get one take. That's the hard part. You get one try,
Right.
and that's it. So you have to plan that scene really well and how you like want to present it or how you want to shoot. And so yeah, I would say start to finish, it's like an hour of making messes total, and then a good half hour to 40 minutes of cleaning up. And then editing is the easy part. That's like maybe 40 minutes. Because it's already planned out in my head at that point. I know exactly what's supposed to go in what scene, because I do other scenes multiple takes in a row, and then the only one I get one try at is the confetti. And I have screwed that up one time, and I was pretty upset about it, but
that's cool. So yeah, you got 20 seconds of enjoyment for everybody, and what, half hour to an hour, couple hours maybe going into it behind the scenes. That's cool. I don't think a lot of people realize that, right? When they're scrolling aimlessly before bed. So no, that's cool.
I've never really thought about that either. Yeah, you're right.
And like we do the same thing, right? We're scrolling and we're liking and sharing all this stuff, and there's people doing stuff way more than like Mr. Beast style and like those types of things that are going way over the top. And we're just using it for entertainment, and I don't think people realize how much work and effort goes into and planning goes into something like that. It's pretty cool to see. It's pretty sweet. So
yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that like you guys do in this podcast. Like I know there's a ton of behind the scenes stuff. That's not something you just wing. That's more than just a mess in the kitchen. Like that's a lot of stuff to put together. So kudos to you guys. I'm just throwing confetti in my house.
Kudos to Andrew. He does it all. That's all Andrew.
He's our tech guy.
Yeah.
He's a big fence
guy
guy and a big tech guy.
Yeah, sure. Big tech guy. Hey, sticking along the lines of your videos, let's talk about some of your kind of lawn related videos you've done, mostly with your Cub Cadet mowers. And then I think we're all curious on the outcome of that lawnmower that you brought out in Lake Michigan on a paddleboard. Whatever happened with that? Where's that at now?
That's actually a good question. That was my buddy's lawnmower, and
did it work?
It was a good lawnmower. Like he had two. One was, he just got a new one that was electric, so he's like, I don't really care if this one like gets ruined, and it definitely got ruined. Like it was in the water a lot, and it was filled with sand. That was one of my like more just ridiculous like ideas, because it was that trend where that dude blew up for his Stace, the Justin Bieber song and Kid Laroi.
Justin Bieber.
And which I obviously love. And so one day I was just talking with my buddy. I was like, we should do this trend. And he's like, yeah, we should make it stupid. I was like, yeah, we should. Let's do it with a lawnmower. He's like, all right, how do we make it dumb? I was like, I don't know. Let's bring it to the beach and put it on a surfboard. He's like, let's do it. So we actually went out to Camp Geneva, which is a local like camp around here, which I worked at not long ago. And we asked the head guy, I was like, hey, can we borrow this paddleboard for a sec? He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we just lugged this massive, I mean, it's small, but it's heavy. Like, and to put it down all those stairs in the dune, we got halfway down. We're like, man, this is going to suck going back up. And it did, because it was waterlogged and filled with sand. And at that point, we're like, I don't even know if this works anymore. Like, why are we bringing this back? But yeah, the clip that made the content was literally the only time I spent standing up, and we had to like piece it together really fast, because I spent probably an hour and a half in the water trying to get up, and it was kind of wavy. Like, it was not smooth. And I remember like thinking like
that
this
was
is
Lake Michigan.
yeah, it was Lake Michigan.
That's hard to do without us.
Yeah,
Lawnmower on there.
and we kept thinking like this is not possible. Like, no, we just need like 2 seconds. That's it. 2 seconds. And so we just you can like see me like wobble, like I wobbling all over. And it wasn't very deep where we were, but we tried to make it so it looked like I was kind of out there. But that was definitely one of the dumbest things I've ever done, video wise. Would not recommend, would not do that again. One time deal.
10 out of 10 or 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. So if
Would
you're
not.
in like Michigan somewhere and you just feel something on the bottom of your feet and it happens to be a lawnmower, now you know where it came from.
Yeah. And I was wearing jorts, and those jorts and my dad's shoes. And let me tell you, those dad shoes do not make good water shoes because they fill with water and they're bricks already. So they just like absorb all the water, and all the sand goes in the water and it goes in your shoe. So you're walking around with like cement blocks basically on your feet. And those jorts have zero stretch to them. So they just like stay firm and they don't give. So when you're trying to, you need balance and you have cement blocks for shoes, no give in your jorts, and you're staying on this paddleboard with a lawnmower, it's pretty easy to think like, what am I doing and why? Do it for the gram.
And you're hopping into a 60 degree or whatever it is, Lake Michigan. It can't be that warm.
It wasn't. No,
it's never
it was
warm.
not.
No, your choice of dad shoes is the Nike Monarchs. Was that just because that's what you got for your little diaper party?
Yeah,
And that's what you stuck with?
that was what was
'cause as you
given.
can see right behind me here,
I see those.
I'm a New Balance guy. So I'm just wondering what made you a Monarch guy. So
Yeah, it was honestly only because that's what they gave me at my party. But I do
have you
have
bought new pairs since?
I do have New Balances in my closet. I have not worn them yet because I feel some type of loyalty to my Monarchs. But I do have them.
If people would notice that and call you out, I know they would.
I feel like they would.
People online, they pay attention. They
I'm
do.
kind of scared to present those because I don't want to be
You
a
should do a
traitor.
test.
Yeah, see who notices.
You can do a video like a shoe battle, a dad shoe battle.
There you go.
I also have. I don't know why I'm a Nike Monarch guy, honestly, because I have a New Balance hoodie, just says like the NB, gray sweatpants, matching set, and the shoes. I just haven't worn those yet in a video. I've been scared. This might be the push I need.
I think you
We're
can do
here
it.
for you.
You can get the
You
whole
have all my
jumpsuit.
support.
I have seen some flack from some of the other dad guys saying, "You're a Nike Monarch
Newbies?
guy." Yeah, that
They
hurts.
look
a
very
little
similar.
bit.
They probably fit, and they're probably pretty similar. So I'm not going to give you too much of a hard time. I just had to bring it up though, because I don't mow the lawn without these things. So
I could see the grass
Clearly.
stains on
Look
those.
at 'em.
That you earned your stripes. I like that.
Literally.
I just mowed 2 days ago with these things.
That's see, I'm calling BS on that because I'm staring. I'm literally staring out. Josh, I'm in Minnesota, so I'm staring out at like another 2 feet of snow, and we're supposed to get like 7 inches again tomorrow. So
Wait,
it's
I'll
all
have a
BS.
vlog.
Yeah,
Man, we
We're
haven't
getting
had any
pummeled.
in like a month.
No,
need
that's
some
why I
more.
mowed. It's been above freezing for at least 2 weeks straight here.
Oh yeah, it's like 40s, 50s over here. I mowed 2 days ago.
I want some more
Chris,
snow.
if you don't believe me, I got a vlog style video dropping tomorrow.
But
So you'll see more about that mow. So
there
it's
it is.
real.
There
You
it
live in
is.
Canada. That's what happens in Canada.
These are life choices that you should regret. So
Am I allowed to
I've
ask
got
you guys
here.
questions?
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we can flip the script.
What do you guys do for work? I'm curious. I feel like I know, but I don't.
Who wants to go first? I guess I can go first since I talk. I'm in the fitness industry by trade, so I work on the member experience side for a fitness franchise. So I've been in that industry for a couple of years, over a decade now. It's been a long time, but And then these two are in the medical space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, so I work at local hospital in the cardiac cath lab. I help cardiologists do heart catheterizations and stop heart attacks and stuff like that. Believe it or not, they allow me to do that. So that's what I do.
Jeez, that's awesome.
And I am a registered nurse. And in a few short months, I'll be a nurse practitioner after I graduate.
Nice, congrats.
Yep. So,
Man, you guys are
so
way
any of
cooler than
those-
I am. I just make ice cream.
Dude,
That
no,
sounds
like,
way-
ice cream.
do you get
Whoa.
perks from working there? What kind of perks do you get?
Oh, we get as much
cream?
ice cream as you want. Oh yeah, unlimited.
You're just a short drive away, buddy. I'm gonna hit you up from the next kid's
I was gonna
birthday
say,
party.
come
for
on
some
over.
Free ice cream.
I can ship it to you guys too. We ship overnight, so I can make that happen.
Do you?
Hey, now we're talking.
That's right.
Not that you need to worry about it being shipped overnight right now, but maybe Da Vinci do.
That's true.
Send a lactose intolerant guy ice cream.
No, I got to ask you one thing, because I see it all the time, and we've talked about it. Like, how do you always get on the field for every for University of Michigan football game? What's your connection there?
Yeah, so that was random actually. So it was in one of my videos. For which one? It was one where I was impersonating dads. I wore a Michigan shirt, just like regular Michigan, University of Michigan shirt. All it said was Michigan. And there was one day where I saw my messages. Someone said, and I don't normally check those, but I saw it like randomly. It said like Harbaugh, and then it said something like, "I didn't know you were from Michigan. If you ever want to come to the game, let me know." And I was like, wait, that name correlated with a game probably means what I think it means. And so I responded, and it ended up being Brittany Harbaugh, which is Jay Harbaugh's wife. And Jay is the son of Jim, who coaches special teams for Michigan.
Okay.
So obviously I responded right away, like, yes, like if this is real, sign us up, like we'll go.
Right.
Turns out it was real. And so we went to, my wife and I went to a game. It was the Maryland game. And I remember driving over there because like we really didn't know much. Like she just said, "Hey, we have tickets for you. We have a parking pass for you. If you want to come, just like let us know." And we're like, "Okay, let's do it." And she's like, "All right, great. Meet me here." And so we did. And we were driving over there like, we don't have like tickets. Like, are we getting catfish? Like, is this real? Like, we have nothing. We could be driving over there right now and just like get there and this is fake. It wasn't. It was real. And they were like, Jay and Brittany were so nice. We ended up becoming friends. And they invited us back a couple more times for games. But yeah, I've always been a Michigan fan. So like walking on the field for the first time was like surreal. Going through the tunnel was like goosebumps. It was sweet. Couldn't put a price on it. It was
That's
like
really cool.
once in a lifetime chance, and definitely made the most of it. It was a fun season to watch too. Those guys killed it.
Yeah, really good year. It's kind of disappointing how it ended, but
Did you
Yeah.
pat the turf?
I did. Yes,
Nice.
I did. I touched it.
asking the important questions.
It feels nicer than you'd think.
Now, you're a big Michigan fan, but I did a little homework on you today. You were actually a Chippewa, right? Central Michigan?
Yeah.
Is
Yep.
that right?
I went to Central.
So,
Yep.
so
You
did
did do
so did I.
homework.
Like, yeah.
Oh, really?
I went to Central Michigan too, so we were probably there at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. We've probably crossed paths multiple times throughout high school and college. Just never realized it.
We probably
But-
did.
So
Man, you really did. How did you find that out? I don't even know if I have anything from Central.
Now you're looking like a creep.
if
No,
well,
it's
if you
not
Google
creepy.
your
I
name,
just-
yeah, your LinkedIn profile is one of the first thing that pops up, and then it says
that
right there,
explains it.
it's very open. You don't even have to have an account. It just says Central Michigan University.
No, I was thinking on my Instagram, I was like, man, I don't even remember if I posted anything. And then I was like, oh crap, I should probably get some stuff off if there is.
No, I just
Back in the glory days, beer
Fire up
bongs from the
chips.
second floor.
Central Michigan was a good time, man. I had a good time.
Did you live in the dorms?
I did. So you graduated high school, what, 08?
10.
10? Oh shit! So
2010.
you're a couple of years behind me. I lived 1 year in the dorm, so I would have been a sophomore. So it would have been like 2008. I was in the towers in Kalahari.
Okay, that's what
So
I was in the
and then
towers too.
I moved off campus after that, and then the last couple of years I was over just off of Party Row, just off of Bellows. So,
Oh yeah, Deerfield.
yeah.
Oh, those were good times. Party row.
Oh yeah. Sorry, did you ask something, Josh?
I was wondering if it was Deerfield, the apartments.
Oh no, I lived at. Oh my gosh. No, it was not that. I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't remember the
I
name of
know,
it off the top
time
of
is
my head.
scarce.
It was just a couple of down from there though. It was that way though.
Okay.
But, yeah, we'll have to catch up about that another time for
Small
sure.
world.
Holy moly. Yeah.
So
But,
Josh,
hey,
Josh, you're originally from Michigan then, born and raised, or?
Yep. Born and raised. Zeeland, Michigan.
That's cool.
Yep.
You say Zealand?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
we're from Holland, but like Zeeland's like the smaller city nearby. Everyone knows Holland, but not everyone knows Zeeland.
I know where Holland is because that's the home of baby Jesus Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Well,
Sure
is,
he says.
so Josh and myself and Kurt were all in the same sports conference in high school. So
Yep.
like I played him in baseball. You played basketball. Did you play basketball against him for a year at all?
I think I did. Yep.
Yeah, because
He
played
was
basketball
a
and
senior.
football
I was
and
a
baseball.
freshman. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, he's a great guy. No, he's
Yeah.
Chris's favorite guy in the world now. So
Hey,
I just think it's cool that you guys are so close to each other, and like social media kind of, you guys never knew each other, but like got a lot in common.
Right.
Social media can bring you guys together, and like, I don't know, I just think it's super cool. Listen, you guys go back
it's
and forth
bizarre.
about knowing the same places and stuff, and
yeah,
it's just funny.
yeah.
That
I
is
bet
cool.
if we talk, we could probably figure out a lot more. For sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's go back to let's talk about your lawn a little bit. This is a lawn podcast after all, right? So I know you're not a huge lawn guy necessarily like we are, but you're a dad. You have that hobby. You recently moved about year and a half ago to a new home.
Yep.
Talk to us about your new property and a little bit about what you're working with.
Yeah. So when we moved here, it was a much bigger lawn, and I was like, "Oh, that's great." And then I mowed it once, and I was like, "Holy cow, this takes like an hour and a half. This is not great." And so luckily, not too far after that, that zero turn came into my life. But I was nervous you were going to ask me about my lawn because I know nothing about lawns. I just ride a mower. That's it. And honestly, I have questions for you guys because I have a mole problem, and it's driving me nuts. I have so many moles. And after that last snowstorm that we had, the snow melted, and all of a sudden, I kid you not, I walk out into my
Yep.
driveway one morning, and there's this, I'm not kidding you, this big of a mound, like overflowing onto my driveway. And it's like, there's a pitcher's mound sitting here. It wasn't here yesterday. Like, this mole must be the size of my dog. Like, what happened? And then another one popped up. I'm just like, I don't know what to do about this. So yeah, I have a big lawn, and I don't know what to do with it. And that's a problem.
I know the easy way.
What's
It's not
that?
the most. Not everyone's gonna love it. Because we get hate on it all the time. But you just gotta set some traps out there and get rid of them
That's what I do.
because they won't go away. They just won't. They're gonna keep coming back and they're gonna keep screwing up everything else.
I found
You're like
like
the
after I had a bad problem my first year in my home, and I found like after about 3 years of doing Grub Control, that helped really push them off my property, and they would hardly come on my property. Like they were on my neighbor's property and like could just come inside mine and they'd go back out. So I think Grub Control, it's going to
For
be
sure.
a slow process over the course of time, but if you kind of dial that in and kind of take care of the food source, then they're not going
Right.
to come in to where you are. But it's been really bad. I've been getting a lot of questions from friends and family and like people at work. They're all, because we, like you said, we haven't had snow and it hasn't been a frozen ground, and so like
Right.
these things are doing damage right now, and your lawn's already looking not so good because it's dormant and not looking good. So
Like, it looks like an excavator came and like dug up half my yard, and like it's onto my driveway. And I'm gonna need like I have one of those. I'm not a lawn guy. The stamper thing, whatever those are called. I have one of those. I'm gonna need like a shovel and one of those, and like take an hour to get this thing back in. Like it is bad.
Just run
Oh,
a
wow.
tamper, a gas tamper, and just go around your lawn.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I need.
You putting in a patio? No, fixing moles.
I got a
Yeah,
mole
you
problem.
can actually,
Big-
if you can find their central route where they're coming in and out, like you said, you woke up the one day and you had that new mount. If you can find that central route, you can set your trap up there, and then
Right.
basically as they come through, the trap will get them. But yeah,
That's what I'm gonna need
You
to
might
do.
need multiple traps from what it sounds like to me, but
It's a problem. Like in the back,
Trap
like
City.
I look out this window and it's my backyard, and it's I gotta love it because it's like a straight shot, and I can just cruise on my mower. But the problem is these stupid moles have made all these tunnels. So like when I'm going fast and I'm cruising, like I am bouncing, like it hurts. Like I'm just like bouncing all over. So I need to do something about this. Like it's bad.
Sounds like a lawn leveling project is in your future.
I know.
yeah.
Ew.
So
You're-
I'm curious who shoots your videos for you. Like, are you like an all tripod guy, or do you have somebody that helps you? Because I know that one scene where you did some Cub Cadet stuff with I think your old lawnmower. It wasn't even the zero turn, where you like did a backflip off of it and stuff. And so you have people help you.
I have one buddy who's got the eye for filming that I trust with those kind of things. But for the most part, I'm just using the tripod, which is a lot of work. Setting that bad boy up, which I'm sure you guys know.
Yeah, I need a
takes some
taller
time.
one. I can't imagine how tall a one you need.
I'm just envisioning a
it's pretty
6'5"
tall.
guy jumping off, doing a backflip off of a lawnmower.
Yeah, what do your neighbors think of you? They probably have to know you're crazy.
The ones in Zealand, so like we just moved obviously a year ago, but like the ones at our old house, that's where I did the backflip. And
hmm
there was one time where I was doing something stupid like that in the front yard, and there were literally two older like grandpa age guys parked on their lawnmowers, sitting next to each other like watching, just like looking at me like this is. I wish I could take a picture of this because this is like this should go viral. But
That's
it was pretty funny.
hilarious.
Every once in a while, I'll be out in the front yard, or I'll go outside, and I know I need to shoot something for like 15 minutes, and it's going to be just ridiculously stupid looking. And I'll grab all my stuff, and I'll walk out, open the garage door, and the neighbors are just coming out of their house with their kids directly across the street to play, and I'm just like, I can wait and do this later.
Yeah, I'll just wait. Yeah,
It's just so embarrassing, some of that stuff.
it is, and I've realized that's why I only trusted my one buddy with it, because it's not really acting, but like you have to be in like the right mindset to like do some of these things, and I can't perform in front of other people. Like my wife, I can't, like she cannot be around. Every time I film something, like she has to
Right.
be like far away as possible. Like usually I make her leave the house because I for whatever reason I just like I can't do it when she's around. Like I don't act the same. And my buddy, like Wayne is his name, he kind of helps me like manage some of this stuff, and he'll push me to like do dumb things, which is good, which is what I need. But
It's always
yeah,
easier with someone else there that you trust.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a weird thing. Like you were saying, going out in the driveway, like you look like the process of like making the video is not beautiful. It doesn't look cool like at all. But once you put it together, it's like awesome. But like, yeah, the production
Right.
is like you look dumb doing some of this stuff.
Yeah.
I do it for
So,
the gram.
get
so
that.
with out of all of the videos that you've done, what's hands down the one that stands out the most, or your hands down favorite?
Man, that's a good question. That comes back to like the thing where I'm like, sometimes you think something's really good and it just doesn't pan out the way you want. But I do think the last Cub Cadet one I did, the first zero turn mower video I did to the Celine Celine Dion.
Oh yeah,
That was
funny.
That was an idea I had for a long time, and I asked Cup Cadet, like, can I do this? Because like I've been saving this song for something ridiculous like this. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. So that video alone took a long time, and my buddy Wayne was a trooper because that was not a one take act. That took so many times. It was
You
like
had
a
a
one
blooper reel to that too, right?
Yeah, I did because it was hilarious. Like he's walking backwards, like out basically this path here and out my slider, which the slider was like left open, and he like was going down. I'm walking down the steps, like rolling my ankle. At one point, he backs up too far. He trips over the lawnmower, like nails his shin. Like it was a long day of like trying to get the one take because we wanted it to be like seamless, like just one shot all the way through and like call it good. I didn't want to splice a bunch of stuff together. So it took a few tries, but it ended up being worth it. I was just looking at it. I ended up getting almost 4 million views. So all those painful takes were worth it. But that was a fun one. I really enjoyed doing that one. That song is just such a banger. Is this
Wayne guy? Yeah. Does Wayne live like in between you and me? Could I borrow him?
Yeah, actually pretty close. He's like Granville exit. It's not too far.
Oh, okay. I'm just joking. Like I do most of my stuff tripod, but I have had my wife film for me a little bit, and like she comes out and just like, here, it's gonna be like 5 minutes, and I like make sure I just but it would be nice to have like somebody like could come over and literally spend an hour or two with you and not care.
Yeah. It's so nice.
What? You said it was going to be 5 minutes. It's 7.5. What are you thinking?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, good God.
That's why I was like, I need a buddy that I can trust. And I don't know. I just can't, when she's around, I can't act the same. Like I get self-conscious, like in my head, like when someone else is around, if it's Wayne, it's like one thing. But like other people, like I know I look dumb and I get in my own head. And I just can't perform the same way.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, obviously, you're a dad account or dad parody reel account, like whatever. What's your advice for new dads? You're obviously a new one. What's yours for others? I shouldn't say new, but new times, second time around. But what would be the new advice that you've got for brand new dads?
That's a good question. My advice would be soak up every moment you can because it goes so fast. There's so many times where like I look at my daughter, I'm like, man, when did you become so big? And you don't realize how quickly they change and how chapters like go by. Like you feel like you're in the thick of it through one phase of life where they're not sleeping or potty training or whatever it is. And then you realize like those things go away and like they don't come back. So it's just like even the stuff that kind of sucks, just like soak it up, enjoy it because it goes fast. And if you don't know what you're doing, that's fine because no one does. And you just figure it out and just be there for them. I hear my daughter.
Yeah.
Should probably sneak it. We might get a guest over here.
All right.
Love it.
But no, man,
love
it.
Nope.
That's important.
Just kidding. She has no clothes on. She's not coming on camera. No clothes. Your clothes.
Last week we had to get the bleep button. This week we're gonna have to get the blurred out thing.
Yeah. Oh, and there's my
That's
wife.
challenging me. I'm up for it.
Get that cued out.
There's my daughter. No
That's
clothes.
awesome.
There's my other daughter. Oh, there they go.
There they go.
You want to see the little one?
But yeah, absolutely.
This is so cool. I love this stuff.
Come here, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. So
She's
tiny.
She's tiny. She's famous
You know,
and she doesn't
we've
even
all
know
had
that.
them that small, but every time I see one, like I'm just like, I can't believe that I managed a kid that small.
And kept them alive
Yeah.
I know.
with
Isn't
a
that
short.
crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like you just come
Yeah,
home with
none
this
of us
thing and you're just like, what do we do? I don't know. Figure it out.
Yeah.
You want to know what was crazy for me after having this? So like the first one, everything's nice and like proper. We have the whole plan put together. The whole nursery is made. It was made however many months ago. Like da da da, this and that. The second one comes. Nursery hasn't even been thought about yet. It's just in disarray. There's nothing organized. Like I feel bad for our second borns, but and then thirds and fourths, whatever situation you've got. But it's just so different after the first one.
It's so
Like
true.
so totally different.
Yeah, that's why we just had them both at the same time.
There you go.
That's the way to do
So
it.
you did it smart. That's called efficiency.
That is efficient.
It was chaotic. It was chaotic. Still is.
I don't doubt that, man.
Well, man, it was awesome having you on. Thanks so much for letting us into your life, hearing your backstory, sharing the goods, the bads, and learning a little bit more about you. Guys, if you haven't been following him, make sure you go check him out on TikTok. What's your account name?
It's just Josh dot period dad period Gillett.
There you go. So go check him out on Instagram and TikTok. And from all of us at the Lawn Feed, we will see you in the next one.
See you
Bye
For having me,
bye.
guys.